Hey guys, how's it going? It's Spearfield7. I wanted to make this video late next week. I wanted to make a 30-minute detailed analysis of World War II strengths and weaknesses to hopefully help you make some, educated buying decisions going forward. I realized that was a waste of time because the time I would spend making that video would be longer than Sledgehammer Games spent developing this garbage trash. There's a love fest going on right now in the community and on Reddit, one that I understand if someone only plays Call of Duty and nothing else. It's time for a new game, and like Pavlov's dogs, everyone is there to lap it up because they have a new game to play. And let's exclude the big COD YouTubers whose personal financial gain and success rides on the success of the yearly COD title. If my bank account rides on the success of a product, you bet your ass I'll be posting videos explaining that everything is sunshine and rainbows and unicorn farts. Then, when the game's player base dies 2 months after release, which is what I kind of predict for this game, you'll noticeably be absent, stop posting content or explaining how this could be, but returning like clockwork in April, revealing fake-ass leaks about the following game. Because I have no vested financial interest in the game, I will put it bluntly, World War II is the worst Call of Duty of this console generation. Now that that's out of the way, let me explain why. I often harp on maps, streaks, and guns being the best indicators of a good Call of Duty. The maps on this game, especially the ones in the beta, I'm kind of hopeful that in the actual release of the game the maps are a little bit better, but Point du Hoc is a terrible map that will encourage shotgun play, camping, and is not only riddled with cheap head glitches, but just general clutter. I mean, there's boxes and debris and barrels and other bullshit that doesn't move and restricts your movement. Ardennes Forest plays very similarly. There are just flanks on flanks on flanks, and any wrong turn will likely lead to your demise from the opposite direction. The guns, as I've seen them, are very samey. Like, there's not a whole lot of distinguishing features to different guns. I played with all of them, and they had kind of a sameness that was just kind of lame. The sound design is terrible, and some of the guns themselves just sound like Nerf guns. It just doesn't sound very good. The streaks are god-awful. You can call in a UAV, you can throw Molotov cocktails or call in an air barrage or a Hellstorm missile. It's like, oh cool, you get to ride the bomb to the ground, guys. Very cool. Basically, they aren't particularly exciting, new, or fun to earn. These are big problems. The weaknesses of map, streaks, and guns contribute to the fun one has while playing this game, and that's a huge gripe of mine. From the moment I finished my first round, I realized there was no way in hell I was going to be playing this for a whole year. I will be playing the game when it comes out, but man, there's just so much to talk about this game and not enough time. A major problem I had with Advanced Warfare, which is also developed by this same company, Sledgehammer Games, is hit registration and detection, which seem very random at times. I tell a story often with my friends about standing over someone with the BAL while they were prone and looking in another direction. I pumped a half a clip into them and they popped up and insta-melted me. The melt is real in this game, and really if you're on the good side of connection or bad side of connection, the game can become kind of game-breaking. In a game whose sole purpose is gunfights, and you go into every gunfight thinking that you got a coin flip chance of winning that gunfight, just doesn't make it a very fun time. Mechanically, the time it takes to go from standing to sprinting is incredibly slow, and the aim-in time is super slow as well. Quick draw as an attachment is completely broken as far as I can tell. I mean, I would consider myself an above average player, and I have 20 plus days logged on the last 4 titles. The hit registration as it stands is the worst I've seen from this franchise this console generation. As I've said before, I live alone, I play on a wired connection, I have open NAT, and I forwarded ports to Activision servers, and the randomness and inconsistency of gunfight outcome is monumentally annoying and potentially game-breaking. If you want the game to be successful, I think they would pay careful attention to this very crucial and important issue. Lastly, the graphics are terrible. I'm sorry, but this game is being released in 2017, and the aesthetics of this game are ridiculously bad. I didn't know returning COD to its roots meant making the game look like it was made in 2004. I was very, very disappointed with the character models, the texturing, and the lighting effects put into this game. Not very good. I mean, guys, I really wanted to like this game so much. So it's like, I'm really sad that I even have to post this video. If you want a similar game, Battlefield 1 outshines this game in just about every category. and I recently got it on sale for like 23 bucks, and basically it's on sale now, and it's a lot better than Call of Duty in this respect. The maps look beautiful. The characters look beautiful. It truly looks like a next generation game. You can have 64-person lobbies, so you can actually feel like you're in war. The whole 6v6 World War II battles feel very, very cold and empty and just kind of weird. But yeah, Battlefield 1 has dedicated servers. It has a server browser, so you can actually play in your region, so that also helps with gunfight consistency. There's more weapon variety. As we've been talking about previously, Call of Duty has ran on the same engine since the very start, and it's really starting to show. I understand that engine rebuilds from the ground up take about 7 to 8 years. It's gotten to the point where the game feels just very outdated, very played out, and very old. And honestly, if you don't necessarily like the Battlefield style of play, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered by Raven Software is better than this game as well. And it looks better than Call of Duty World War II, so I'm just so puzzled what the decision making was behind making the game look so damn terrible. That's not for me to say. I'm just very, very disappointed. This game did not take 3 years to develop. I don't care if they said that it took 3 years to develop. I mean, I have no clue, but 1 year of that so-called development time must have been just sitting around with a thumb up your butt, because I can't see how it would take that long to develop the game that we're being presented right now this weekend. I think my complaints this year won't be with Call of Duty, but with Sledgehammer Games. The problems with AW that I had, and I played competitive on AW, I played ranked play, all of those issues that I found in that game and complained about in that game have shown up here. And so I have very, very little hope, very little confidence in them to resolve those issues. It makes me appreciate studios like Raven Software, who is responsible for making an excellent remaster of COD 4. Even the COD 4 remake really outshines what they've put together for this game. Maybe Sledgehammer Games needs to be taken out of the rotation because they're just putting together kind of crappy Call of Duty titles. I mean, I think it's important to be honest and speak from the heart and give my own personal opinion, because I just don't think that they cut it. And so maybe Raven Software should replace them in the rotation. Next year is a Treyarch game. Treyarch always fucking shows up, so I'm really excited about next year's game, but I'm not necessarily, hold the presses. I'm taking a week off when the game comes out and I'm going to grind a Prestige Master like in 3 days. That's not going to happen with World War II. It's going to be a lot more low-key. It's going to be a lot more like Ghost, which I think Ghost got a bad rap. It was actually a better game than people gave it credit for, but I think this is going to be very much a Ghost-like game, and it's going to lose its player base pretty dramatically and pretty quickly if they don't start fixing the fundamental basics that old Call of Duty veterans sort of know and appreciate. But anyways, I invite you guys to play the beta and let me know your thoughts on the game. The ultimate question I want you to ask yourself is, does this game feel like it took 3 years to make? I would answer overwhelmingly no. If you disagree with my opinion, I'd love to hear why. I'd love to hear comments, and maybe we can start a discussion down below. There's going to be another beta weekend next weekend. It'll probably be an open beta next weekend, and there'll be some point where you don't need a code, you don't need to pre-order, you can just download the beta and try it out if you want to. I have a feeling that right now the love fest is understandable because some people just play Call of Duty, but as for me, I play all sorts of shooters. I know that the grass is greener on the other side. I think Battlefield 1 just really blew me away when I opened it up and played it for the first time. Different kind of play style, but honestly, it's a better experience and a lot more fun experience. The community is toxic, so it's not a matter of get good, kid. So many people complain on the Reddit right now where they're bringing up legitimate issues that have existed in Call of Duty for a long time, and people just kind of smack them down and just say, well, maybe you're lagging. And it's like, well, no, like most of the games I play actually have ping counters and connection bars, and they typically tell me I'm in the top 80% connection-wise in every lobby. So yeah, it's typically the kids, the super sweaty tryhards on fucking Wi-Fi, melting the shit out of people, and then claiming that the other person is not good enough. COD 4 Remastered, I'm top 200 in the world and kill confirmed. In the Black Ops 3 beta, I dropped 2 100 pluses. I'm not a terrible player, so it's very kind of disrespectful to say that just because someone has legitimate criticisms about Call of Duty that have never been fixed and never been addressed, that they're somehow not a good player, or that they just need to practice and get better. That's just such a condescending way of shooting down criticism of games. I've been talking about Lawbreakers on this channel, and it's like, nobody's playing Lawbreakers, but everybody's on the Call of Duty World War II dick, and it's basically looks like a 12-year-old game with all the problems of a 12-year-old game. Anyways, I'm gonna jet, guys, but I wanted to offer a sincere thank you if you made it this far in the video. I don't really like complaining about games. I like to think of myself as a positive person, but this game just really strikes me as a wet fart, and we'll just have to see where it goes from here. So until next time, this is Spearfield 7. See you later.